You're listening to the Moody Mommies podcast.
Audio warning. You may or may not hear kids screaming and yelling in the background, or us screaming or yelling at them to keep it together. Hello, everyone. We're back.
We're here trying to survive life just like everybody else is, I'm sure.
It's been a month. The last time we recorded, we were talking about the coronavirus, how it was barely kind of getting around.
Yeah.
And now look where we are. This is insane.
We're in a nightmare. We literally are. I know. I haven't seen you since we left Big Bear, right? Have we seen each other since?
I don't think so.
I
Maybe
swear, this
once.
is like the first time we've spoken since. I miss you.
I know. It's been a while. I'm starting to feel like really disconnected.
I know. The girls have been itching like since we came back.
She's been asking to see you guys all the time too. And then I made the mistake of asking her which little toy she wanted from the Disney store that you had got for her. And
Yes.
all the time she's like, I want to go see my auntie and I want my Anna and Elsa toy. And I'm like, and you know what? I want my damn chocolates.
I know, your poor chocolate.
My poor chocolate.
Just over here being quarantined with me. Don't worry, they're safe.
I'm sure you other moms out there, if your kid's in elementary school, you guys sell chocolates. And since Justine isn't in elementary yet, she's not doing that. So I rely on Zoe selling stuff.
She's like, ooh.
I'm like,
that order.
I'm like, chocolates, $100. Just kidding. Imagine if I bought $100 in chocolates.
I mean,
I'm sure people have. I
literally almost did, and Joey's like, "You're crazy. You're not buying $100."
You almost bought a. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because they give them all these prizes.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, if she sells $1,000 worth of chocolate, she gets to be principal for the day."
What? That is silly.
No, it was silly. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, she has to sell 1,000 chocolates. I gotta buy $100 worth of chocolates."
It's so funny. Per usual, I have this little baby next to me. I thought I put her down for bed, but I just hear a bunch of little wah-wahs coming. So I had to bring her back.
When Ernie brought her back to you right now, I was having like major flashbacks of like, oh my gosh, like at least you have him there, like in the night. It was just me. Joey was always working.
Oh, I know.
So I was trying to podcast and like had a baby on my boob almost every episode. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, this one is really fascinated by the lights of my laptop, so I can't even have her on my boob because she's just like, what is that over there? I want to see it. But she should be sleeping right now, so she's probably going to be a little grumpo. So we'll see how far we can get. But anyways, like we were saying, so we were over there in Big Bear. We kind of briefly touched on that the coronavirus was coming
it was
around.
just starting.
Mm-hmm.
It was just happening. We just lost Kobe. Everything was just like, whoa, everything was kind of hitting the fan. And now it's hit the fan completely. It's a scary, scary thing that we're all living and dealing with every day of our lives right now.
Yeah, and I'm not really the panic type when it comes to big things like this, so I tried to not look too deep into it, kind of not fall into what the media is saying.
Right.
And just kind of play it by ear. But once the market started clearing out...
Yeah, exactly. I actually went the day before the market started clearing out, but I just felt it. Like I'm a witch, I get these like senses and my gut was just like, nope, get your ass to the store, go buy everything under the sun, get enough food for a month. My kids are really small, and that's why I'm really fortunate that it's just the four of us, but I just really for the families that are bigger than that. It's like I spent over $500 between the past couple of days just buying us the necessities of life to get through life if we, God forbid, can't leave this house for the next month,
Yeah.
So it's rough. And if people don't have that financial income just sitting in their bank at this very moment to just, oh, let me run out and buy everything under the sun. And it's hard. It's really hard. So
Yeah, it is hard. Luckily, since I stopped working, even before that, we got on Wix. So this morning I told Ernie, because I mean, like I'm saying, I was trying not to panic, trying to play it cool. And then I just didn't want to be stuck, even if it is nothing, right? Hopefully it is not a big deal and it kind of blows over. But the fact is, there's not things to buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing.
yeah, so I told them this morning, go to the Wix store, pick up, get everything that we have for us this month that's on there. Because usually I'll try to pick up a couple things at a time so that way our refrigerator's not full.
Right.
And then from there, when he got back, Justine was at school, we went to the market, and the line was all the way to the back of the store and like curved around. I could not believe how long the line was.
No, it's crazy. Like Joey kept telling me every day he would go to work and watch the news and he's just like, babe, it's getting, like, you don't understand. It's going to happen. It's going to work. Like, we need to prepare for this. Like, come on. So I picked up Zoey from school on Thursday and my gut just told me, go. Like went straight to the grocery store, ran around there like a mad woman with two kids, threw everything in my carts, left out of there with 2 carts full of groceries.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Went home, and then I went to bed at like 1 a.m, and I woke up at like 5:45 in the morning, and I live right down the street from a grocery store. So I went straight there, 6 a.m, when they open, and I found toilet paper, but they had no water. And then I left there in like 20 minutes, got to my second grocery store down the street. And within 20 minutes, all of the water was gone. Like I purchased water, went and put it in the car, went back in there, purchased more water and purchased more stuff that I needed. And it was getting crazy. But I didn't deal with any of that, like the lines, because I didn't want to put myself in more exposure. Like, so I woke up, did all of that while the kids were asleep. Joey was getting ready for work, and I made sure I walked in the door before he had to leave to go to work. Because we don't have a sitter, we don't have a sitter, and it's rough.
Aren't your parents down the street? Your dad won't come by for a little while?
I'm just like, I don't want to keep like taking the kids out of it's
But
raining.
they won't. Your dad wouldn't come over? You'd have to take them?
He would, but I was just like, dude, I need to look out for me and my kids, so this is all on me, like, so I did it. And while I was at the grocery store, I called my parents and I was like, did you guys go shopping yesterday? And they're like, no, we didn't go. And I'm like, you need to get up, like, you need to wake up now and get to the stores. And they did. And they had to go to 3 different stores because by the time they got out of the house, it was probably like 8 o'clock or so. So they had to bounce around a lot more. But I left the store and I drove right by a Sam's Club. There was people in the rain standing in the line just to get into the store with their empty carts, standing in the pouring rain. It was so sad. I felt so bad for them. I'm just like, why don't you just go up the streets of Food for Less? Like, it's crazy, But it's just, it's really, really terrible to see all of us in such desperation to get all of these things for our family, you know? And I was like, dude, I got everything I could imagine, like dry foods, whatnot. I got us produce and everything that'll last us while we can eat it. But everything else is stuff that will make us through, like, if God forbid we can't leave here, So it's scary, and I'm not trying to feed my fears about it, but I do have a lot of anxiety. So it's tough to not go down the rabbit hole of what's going on,
Yeah,
And it's like, what level of hysteria is okay? You know, it's like, don't tell me to calm down. I know what level of panic I need to be for my kids, and that's good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, am I in the store fighting with people and like that stuff is really sad and crazy, you know? It's
Yeah, one of my friends, she was telling us that she was at the market, and keep in mind she's 6 months pregnant right now, and she accidentally bumped someone with her cart, and the lady got crazy with her. Like, Jesus, it was an accident.
yeah. Yeah, I know. We just have to remember to be kind out there. Like, we're all going through the same thing, and yeah, we all have what we're going through, and then our own personal battles on top of that, you know.
Oh my God, they had plenty of water at Food for Less today when we went this morning, and we got there like 9-ish, so it wasn't super early. It wasn't too late, but I'm saying the line was outrageous already. The water, those little jugs, I want to say a gallon, $4, Vanessa.
Where?
At Food for Less.
You're lying, Jess.
I'm not lying.
I went to Food for Less at 6 a.m, and I did not pay that for those. Oh, unless I did, I need to check my receipt.
Yeah, it was like 3 something. It was almost $4.
Damn.
But
I might have, honestly, because I went.
I mean, we paid it, but
yeah, of course. I bought like, I think the 2-gallon ones. I bought 4 of those, and then I bought 4 of the gallons, and then I have 4 cases of water. Like, it's crazy. And then luckily I have those Brita filters.
Yeah, we have a filter too.
And then I have a pitcher, and I'm so thankful that I purchased those before all of this happened, and I just have that in handy just in case we do run out of water.
Yeah, we had that too. We were thinking about, any jugs that we have, that we're just going to fill them up with filtered water right now that we have it, just in case of anything. But, Ernie was telling me we're not preparing for an earthquake, so the water and everything should be fine.
Right. It's just, I just don't, like I said, if we do have to quarantine ourselves to that extent, like, I just don't want to be out having to shop with people that could possibly have it and come home and bring it to my kid. Like, it's just too much to think about, you know?
Yeah. One of my other friends, her husband is he's in the service. I can never remember which service he's in. I have the bad habit of not really paying attention to what my girlfriend's significant others do. I'm just like, sure, something like that. So anyways,
he's cool. You like him, cool.
Yeah. Point being, he's in the service. They were stationed in China. They were supposed to be there for 2 years, and they sent him back. They evacuated them from China. They still had time on their leave, so it was a bunch of money drama going on in the situation of getting back to the United States from China because, all their stuff is there.
Wow.
But she was telling us, I don't know if you read in her messages, what was going on out there before she left. So she wasn't in Wuhan. She was in a different area, but even still, she said only one person could leave their apartment at a time. They weren't allowed any guests in their home. Before they went inside any building, their temperature was checked. And it just sounded
horrible.
Yeah, horrible. A nightmare.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if things are going to get to that extent. I pray that they don't. But, like, what if they do? We don't know when this is going to stop. We don't know. There's no end date right now. Like, it's all just happening so fast. And our population is just, it's just outrageous. So, like, how quick and it's spread in China, it just, and it's just spreading all over the world now. It's just, it's getting really terrifying. It really is. It really, really is. And then our kids are so little. So for us to be like, don't touch your face, don't put your hands in your mouth. Like,
and
they don't understand that, So I'm just like, nope, you ain't leaving the house ever.
Right.
Like,
Right. And Justine is worse than, like, 10 times worse than your girls. Her hands are always in her mouth.
Yeah, they are.
So
don't let her out.
I know. I know. You're a trapped child.
Sorry.
It's a rainy day. And then she's just out the window. Rain, rain, go away.
Oh.
That's just my excuse for her. You can't leave because it's raining.
I know. Wait till the sun comes out. What are we going to tell them then?
I don't know. But it sucks, too, because my mother-in-law lives in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And since I started dating my husband, she's always wanted us to go out there to visit her, and we've put it off for years and years and years and years and years. So so finally, since I'm not working, we said, okay, we'll go visit you. We're finally gonna go visit you. We'll go over spring break. So luckily, we bought Southwest. So Southwest, they let you exchange.
Cancel.
Yeah, they let you cancel. Yeah, we bought tickets for just in spring break.
Gosh.
And
no way, Jessica.
yeah. So now we're just like, okay, it's still a month away. Let's see what happens because we have up until 10 minutes before the flight to cancel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to wait until that last minute because obviously I want to give his mom a chance to cope with the fact that we're not coming after all. But I did let her know.
Of course.
I did let her know the way things are going right now. I'm not sure if we're going to make it for spring break, but we'll postpone. And if it doesn't work out when we wanted it to, we'll come a different time. But spring break just felt the best because
no school, all that.
Yeah, no school. It's closed. I picked up a summer job, so we wouldn't be able to go in summer because I'm only going to be working for 12 weeks. So it would make no sense for me to take off a week of work.
Oh, snap.
I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen, but I am bummed because I was kind of excited to go somewhere I've never been before.
Right.
You know, everything happens for a reason. If we can't go, we can't go.
I know. There's just like we had those tickets to that. Where?
Brittany, are we still going? Are we not going anymore?
I don't know. I don't know if we can. Oh, I forgot about that. That's next Saturday, huh?
Oh yeah, that. Oh, you're talking about the other thing, the big conference.
The big conference thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they postpone that.
I hope they postpone it. And if they don't, I hope that
I'm going to sell my ticket.
So what I was going to say is probably nobody's going to really want to buy tickets to something like that, right?
Everybody's
trying to avoid stuff. So hopefully, maybe we should email them. I know they said on their website they're not even going to open emails that say that they're asking for a refund. But I think that this situation is beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they should be able to offer refunds, and if enough people can't go, or they should definitely postpone it. Even though it's the end of May, still.
I think it's just going to be a big thing, so I think stuff like that right now, we can't make any plans for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks. I'm supposed to go see Gwen Stefani at the beginning of May, and I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I don't know if I can go.
Yeah. Look at us and our little petty problems.
I know.
I can't go to
have the virus, and we're sitting here complaining about not being able to go
to the Britney Spears experience. That's just rude, okay?
Rude.
Every time I want to do something Britney related,
it always gets rained on, right? Like, what's up with that?
I don't know. In Britney's mental breakdown ruined my chance of seeing her. How dare she?
Dude, we had tickets for that concert and everything.
I know.
Brittany.
But fine. Work on your mental health.
It's fine. We'll forgive you.
I know. Is there anything else on this topic you want to talk about? Should we move on to some lighter stuff?
Shall we?
Let's do it. I know. It just feels like this is all we hear and all we can think about. So it is difficult to not bring it up, even though we're hearing it from Instagram and Facebook and the news and
everywhere we look, everyone we talk to.
Yeah. So on a lighter note, I guess, I know a couple people that are pregnant right now, and I'm really excited for them because I just had a baby, and you know how it is when you have a new baby, you feel like you're a know-it-all all of a sudden. Like, oh yeah,
I'm a pro.
I'm
an expert level, so just ask me everything and I know the best way.
Yeah, ever. I know all the best products and I know all the shit you don't need, so just listen to me and trust my instincts over your own. Okay, thanks, bye. No. But no, but that's what I mean. I don't feel like that to that extent, but it does feel nice that a couple ladies that are new moms or second time moms are kind of looking at me for advice. Like, what do I do when the baby comes? What are your top recommendations? And the other day, one of my old high school classmates starting a YouTube channel. She's pregnant now, and she was just wanted to do a video with me asking me what it's like to be a mom, how my birthings went, etc., etc. And she asked me my top 3 recommendations. I freaking totally blanked, and I'm kind of mad at myself for the things that I said.
Really?
I think I said, like, don't forget to eat. But, I mean, I guess it's important. But still, that's not, like, my top 3. I go hours without eating all the time.
Everybody does.
I'm like, oh, it's lunchtime already? I haven't ate today? But what she did say was she has a schedule. I have a schedule, too. I know you have a schedule, too. But I feel like we use that schedule for our kids instead of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, we're all supposed to be eating right now, but I'm not going to eat right now because I'm still trying to get food on 3 other people's plates. So I'll work out my plate later. But the piece of advice that I didn't say for her YouTube channel that I wish I did, and I usually say this to everyone, and I might have already said it on this podcast before, is to really create a plan with whoever your partner in this baby life is going to be, right? Whether it's, you know, your partner or if it's just somebody in your family that's going to be helping you out with your kids. It's really important to set expectations on what's going to be, like, what your role is going to be in the house with the newborn, right? You can't be up washing dishes. You're not going to really be cooking. For me, I make it so since I'm feeding all the time and I'm super exhausted to even get up, I would have Ernie do all the diaper changes and just bond with the baby whenever he could. And the original plan was he was going to do the baby's laundry and his laundry, and then I'd take care of mine and Justine's. But lo and behold, now I'm in charge of everyone's laundry. Oh, man.
You're a stay-at-home mom now. It's like part of your routine of life.
Yeah, but I tend to, since I'm not really doing much, I wear my clothes for like an hour or 2, so sometimes I think these aren't even dirty. So I don't have a lot of clothes in the laundry. But because he works with dogs, every day he comes home, it freaking reeks, so he just piles up the laundry all the time, and I haven't even put a dent in my clothes or the kids' clothes, and I already have to do laundry again. And it's so annoying.
Yeah. Laundry is like the death of everyone, for reals.
Do you have any laundry tips? Like how to... Because I know you were a stay-at-home mom for 3 years?
Yeah.
How did you manage to do laundry for 4 people?
I always had a day that I did it. Like, I never wanted to be washing every single day because then it just burns you out. And I know we all have like a lot of clothes, so it's not like necessary if you have to wash. I like to wash every week though, for sure, because if it piles up, it's annoying as shit. So I think with 4 of us and with the kids changing and going to school and PJs, every 2 to 3 days, I already have a load. That's one load of laundry right there. Bam. So I just always try to just keep up with it. That's the rule. Like, as soon as you know you have a load, wash that shit. Because it's just, before you know it, you have 3 loads. That's 3 loads that you have to fold and put away. And putting away one at a time is just a lot easier. Yeah. So totally. That was my thing. And I was just consistent with just keeping the amount of loads down, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to do. So before Elise was born, the system was two of the hampers, the little 3-roll hampers, two of them were mine and Justine's, and then Ernie had one. But his would fill up like crazy all the time because his clothes are way bigger, plus he had to change it more often. So a big part of it was sorting, and that was pretty much the hardest part because then we would just have like stacks of clothes all over the room that were dirty.
Yeah.
So I finally gave in to, okay, your clothes are going to get mixed in with ours and they're going to be pre-sorted. So then, like you're saying, as soon as one of those bags gets full, I try to put it in the wash and just take care of it one at a time. But sometimes I just don't want to do it.
Before you know it, you're like, oh man, I already have 2? What, 3? Like, what the hell? You're just like, ugh.
The other thing is that I got rid of a big piece of furniture that, like a big armoire. And so really, if I did all of our laundry, if everything was clean, there's not enough room to put it away.
Yeah, story of my freaking life. I'm like, damn it, why did I wash everything? Now I don't have anywhere to put it.
Yep. So I can't wash everything anymore. It just doesn't work out. There has to be 2 loads waiting.
Sorry. There's not enough storage for you.
There's not. But yes, that other piece of furniture was helpful so that I could clean everything. But it was just so big in that little room, I couldn't have it anymore.
Okay,
yeah, so just a little reorganizing, but there's just not enough room. It's just so obnoxious. So I would really recommend for people with new kids, they don't need a lot of clothes. They really don't. And it's really hard because the clothes are so cute for babies. And I personally have been doing a lot better because I haven't been shopping because I don't have any money. So I haven't been getting a lot of stuff for Elise. But my father-in-law and his girlfriend go crazy. They go shopping every Monday, and every Monday they come over with new clothes for the baby.
Oh my God.
And I appreciate it, and they're super cute. But I just sometimes feel like, oh God, where am I going to put this? Not that it's not super cute and I love it. It's just,
dude,
I don't have the space for this stuff.
You're going to be like having clothes coming out of your ears because Lena even gave me a bag of clothes to give to you.
Oh my gosh. How does she still have clothes? How old is her baby?
Kaylee's only 2.
Oh, okay.
So she's turning 3 in May. So she has like, I think 18 months for you.
Okay, I'll look through it. But honestly, my garage is full of hand-me-downs. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. The original idea was to go through and only keep the really good stuff, but I didn't because I don't know where I'm gonna be in 2 years or next year even. Am I gonna be able to afford to get her own new style and stuff, or am I gonna desperately need these clothes? So I'm keeping it all, but it's a mess. I mean, it's organized, but it's just I can't believe how much stuff I have. So what I get asked a lot too is what kind of products that I feel are most important, or sometimes people miss on their baby shower. What's it called? What's the list called?
Registry?
Yeah, the registry. What do you think are like solid, should always be on a registry that's not super common? Of course, there's like the towels and the diapers and...
I think what I really love that wasn't on my registry that I have is my booster for my the one that Luna uses now. Instead of having a high chair that takes up space in the kitchen and you have to pull it out and clean it and all that crap, I really like, I gotta get you guys the brand of the booster seat. It just attaches to any chair, any kitchen chair, and you just buckle the kid in there and they eat their food. But of course, it's like when your child is able to sit completely on their own. When they're a baby, they still need their high chair. But if you can, definitely don't have the space to have a high chair in your kitchen, it can.
Is the one you have from in June
Ingenuity or something? Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it because I know I was gonna not say it right, so I'll let you do that because we're queens of that.
Yeah, we are. Can't even speak English right.
I mean,
Ingenuity. That's the word.
oh, I guess.
Ingenuity. God.
There you go. That's English.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yep. I will take that.
Yeah, it's that brand, guys, and I really love that item. So that's a product. But like, if we're talking baby, I would say I absolutely loved my backpack that I gave you, my Fisher Price backpack. But that backpack was like gold because they don't make it anymore.
They don't?
I don't think so.
Oh, I haven't looked because you just gave it to me a long time ago. Yeah, it's really good. It has a lot of pockets. It's probably, I won't be able to hand it down because it's kind of getting close to seeing its last days. But
it is. I'm sure it is.
But yeah, it is good. It has some. So yeah, find a really good
backpack.
Yeah,
backpacks are life because you need your hands, you need your arms.
Right, and when you have a diaper bag and you have it swung over your shoulder, whenever you're reaching for stuff, it's falling over and just like
balance.
Yeah, it sucks. But if you're gonna keep it in an undercarriage and not be carrying the diaper bag, then it's fine. But there are times, especially when you have more than one kid, that your hands are really full. You can't be messing around with the diaper bag.
Hell yeah. Backpacks are life. Like even like I think before Valentine's Day I had switched to I got this like Minnie Mouse like sequence backpack, a pink one. I've been using that as my purse, like, and I've never switched it back, like, still until now. And I love it. I'm like, R.I.P. purses, because backpacks are just life.
Yeah, my mom has been using backpacks for a really long time. She doesn't really use a regular purse. She has kind of one of those swing over satchel bags now, but only because she got it as a Christmas gift or something, I think.
Yeah.
Or somebody was selling counterfeit Coach purses or something at her job. I don't know. Something weird like that. But yeah, backpacks are
definitely backpacks. What else?
And then plus, if you the guys usually like to deal with the backpacks more than the diaper bags anyway, so then you could just tell them you carry this.
As long as you make it like more unis. That's why I like the Fisher Price one that I gave you, because it was just black. Joey could put it on, I could put it on, anybody could put it on, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, and not wearing this girly baby bag or something.
Right. And when I'm walking around the mall, or when we went to Universal Studios too, I have the baby and the baby carrier in the front, backpack in the back, so I'm kind of balanced.
Exactly. It balances you out when you got the baby. Story of my life.
Yeah.
Another thing I would probably say that really helped me when Zoe was a baby and she didn't want to let us put her down was the projectors that go on the ceiling. That was life. That was the reason I was able to put my baby down finally for the first time ever, and she was like in her own bassinet, and it was amazing.
Yeah, those are super cute.
They really help. Like, they just give them something to just stare at and little music, and they end up knocking out, and they're amazing. So I would say that's definitely a staple.
Yeah, those are some super great ones. I think for me, the top 3 things that I've used so far in the first 6 months. So when she was an infant, I wouldn't say really this didn't go on my registry, but maybe if you know somebody who has this, or check on Facebook like I did, I got one of those Halo bassinets, and it was life to have it scoot over to my bed and move out of the way so easily because it's, it swivels. And I found it online. they retail, I think, for almost $200, and somebody was selling it for like $30.
Damn.
I know. So I'm kind of like, I passed, they don't stay in it for so long. So spending $200 on it feels ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know everybody is kind of all about that snooze bassinet now thing too. Not everybody, but people who are willing to shell out the dough for it, and they do rentals on it now. But same thing, if you want to go on Facebook, would probably be the best instead of renting it, because somebody will sell it to you for whatever price, and then you just turn around and sell it to somebody else, get your money back, instead of just blowing your money on renting it.
Definitely.
So I think my tip, not a registry tip, but a tip for bassinet, get a fancy one through Facebook Marketplace or wherever that you could just pass on to somebody else after. But I usually give the nose Frida to people.
Oh yeah, nose Frida is life, guys. I just had to use that on Zoey the last time she got sick. Life.
Mm-hmm. Nose Frida's for sure. And a lot of people who don't have any kids think of the concept and are super grossed out by it.
Mm-hmm. I was like, what the hell? I'm not doing that.
Right. It does feel that way. And that's the first thing everybody says. But it really is worth it. And that brand, Frida Baby, they have so many different little handy products.
Helpful things, yeah. Tummy, like gas stuff. Like, they're a very good brand.
Yeah, they have a lot of really interesting products. I would definitely look into that. They also have a Frida Mom brand, so a lot of postpartum things that they have going on too, which is pretty cool. And even if you don't get it through them, maybe the stuff that they have can give you an idea of things that you might need. Like, oh shit, I didn't even think that I'm gonna need this ice pack after, or I'm gonna need blah 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 blah.
Make your own little kit.
Yeah, totally. Because Frida ain't cheap.
It's not. But dude, it's funny that that's your first instinct to be like, ew, that's gross. But desperate measures, you're like, I'll do anything to help my kid, get them some release.
Right, because they gave you that little bulb in the hospital, and it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. You can't fit that huge thing in their tiny little noses. Like, it's crazy.
That thing has been around since the dawn of ages, and technology has changed. We'll just suck them out with our mouth.
Exactly. Works a lot more effectively.
I could adjust the pressure myself. Do I need to be gentle? Is this an extra stickier? Because that other suction just has one mode.
Dude, for real.
All right, so that, and a random little thing that I always give people too is those Arm & Hammer diaper bags.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, they're super random, and they look just like doggy poop bags, but I use them for, obviously, if I'm not at home and I'm going to somebody else's house that doesn't have a diaper pail, I wrap up the diaper and put it away so I'm not stinking up somebody else's house. Also, if we have any blowouts, then I could put her wet clothes inside of those bags so it doesn't ruin everything else in the bag or stink everything else up.
Yep.
They're just handy for a bunch of different things, so I think that they are important to have.
Definitely. And like hand wipes, like sanitizing hand wipes, and hand sanitizer, even before all of this stuff happened. Those are definitely always a staple item in the diaper bag for sure.
For sure.
You can't always change a diaper in a restroom, so you got to be able to clean your hands, you know?
Oh my gosh. The places that you'll have to end up changing a diaper is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
What do you think is like the weirdest place you've had to change a diaper?
I don't know. I'll either just go back to the car or change them in their stroller.
Yeah.
So I won't really do like a weirdest place. I seen what's her name, Ashley Graham, changing her baby like in the middle of Did you see that in the middle of Staples?
Mm-mm. Who?
Yeah.
Ashley Graham?
Yeah.
What'd you call her? Graham?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did. That's why I was confused.
Okay. Of course.
I was like, what's a Graham?
She's gonna hate me now, and I love her.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, she changed her baby's diaper like on an aisle at like Staples, the office supply store. Like she just like they didn't have a restroom, so she just put her little diaper mat down and changed her baby like right there and took a picture and put it on Instagram. And like Wendy Williams was like, I can't believe she did that. Blah 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 blah.
Dude, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? I think luckily this diaper was just a pee diaper, because if it was a shit, I probably would have made the trek back. But we went to that restaurant, you know, the one where we did your bachelorette party?
Yeah.
And so that restroom has 2 little stalls. It's super tiny. You can't do anything in there. No changing table. So I didn't have and we didn't park close because I don't know why, but we were in some parking structure that was probably like half a mile away, and I was not gonna walk it in the middle of lunch. So the restaurant wasn't crowded. I don't even think we had our food yet, but I had to just kind of hide her in our booth and change her diaper really quick in there. And I felt really bad because I know it was somewhere that everybody is eating, but it's like, dude, I'm not.
What do I do?
Yeah, what do I do? Like, you guys are not offering somewhere for me to change a baby, so this is what's gonna happen right now. I'm not in the kitchen, you know. So
Pull the Britney Spears real quick. I heard Britney changed her baby like on the table.
No, I wasn't on the table. I should have. I've been like, next time I come here, there better be
than that.
Yeah.
You better install one. I'm gonna flip out.
Yeah. It blows my mind that so many restaurants don't have change-in tables.
I know. It's rude. Like, what? You don't want babies here? Because we have babies. What are we supposed to do with them?
It's insane.
I think it's rude.
I was listening to Where My Mom's At podcast, and they were talking about in another country, I forget which one, but they have some restaurants set up where it's a family side and a single side. So that way you don't have to worry about your kids being crazy, and everybody's kind of going through it over there, while the people who are single or don't have kids can have more of a quiet experience in the restaurant. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. They should offer that everywhere.
There has to be a restaurant like that here, right? We just don't know about it.
Maybe
you should open it.
I should. Don't tell everybody. Cut this out.
I don't care who opens it, as long as it's open, okay?
As long as it exists.
So some days if I love that restaurant and I want to go without the kids, I'll sit on the quiet side. So for this episode, instead of our catching up with the current event thing, we wanted to talk to my mom about going through a divorce. And I mean, we probably would get into that she was in an abusive relationship and everything, right?
Right. I'm really interested too.
I didn't want to pressure her because I know it's a very touchy topic. And yes, for us, we're interested, but this is something that she has been dealing with. Yeah. So I just kind of said, okay, fine. Do it next week. So hopefully we can catch her next week and we can have that for you guys next episode, because I've kind of watched it all happen, but I'd love to hear her. You know, obviously I've heard her talk about it, but I'd like to hear her side as an adult now, because I just mostly saw it as a kid.
And now that it's over and it's something she's overcome, and maybe there's just a lot of things that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? So only time will tell. So you guys got to stay tuned and you'll get to hear all about it.
Right, because if you know somebody who's in an abusive relationship or are in one yourself, I think this is a really important episode to listen to.
Definitely.
To know.
Even if you know someone who's been divorced and is just, or wants to get a divorce and is just terrified that there's no life after divorce. And I think a lot of people who are in these abusive marriages kind of see it that way. Like, well, who's going to want me after this? What's it going to be like after this? And they're just so afraid. They get so comfortable, you know?
Yeah. And the two people that I know that have gone through this have definitely met someone else and had a life after it. So it's not them or nothing.
Right.
You know, even if you have 5 kids with them and you think, who's going to want me with these 5 kids? Somebody is going to want you.
I promise you, honey.
And if you don't want that and you just want to focus on your kids, then that is great too.
Yep. Definitely. All with your own time.
Thanks for waiting while we were off for a month unexpectedly, because these sicknesses, we don't got time.
Dude,
we don't got the time.
I went through a lot with Zoey. Zoey had a really, really rough month. So sorry, guys.
What was wrong with her?
She actually got hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh man.
So we had to quarantine and get all better.
So what does that look like? I've heard of that, and I've looked it up and I've seen images, but if anybody doesn't know what the hand, foot, mouth disease is.
So it's basically a virus. And literally she started coming down with it with a fever. Came home saying she was tired, and I could tell, you know your kids, and I'm like, Mom, I'm tired, and I don't feel good. And I said, okay. I felt her body. She felt like she had like a little temperature, but not a fever yet. And I'm like, okay, let's go home. We could lay down and get some rest, feel better. She laid right down on the couch, had a fever within a few minutes, gave her some Tylenol. She knocked out till like 8 o'clock at night, woke up, vomited about 3 times. So she woke up the next day. She was fine. Her fever started again around 5 p.m. Again, no vomiting, nothing. But the next day, she had a rash that covered her whole body, like her whole entire body. So that was now Saturday morning. So I'm like, okay, call the doctor, tell her about it. She's like, it's a virus. There's nothing we can do for it. Just let it pass. If anything changes or gets any worse, call me back. The whole routine. So she also was very heavily congested, where like she could not even breathe in her sleep. It was bad. Like she was just so stuffed up. And I know she has allergies, but I'm just like, no, this is extreme. Like I literally had to go out at 12 o'clock at night to go buy her medicine, because I was just like, she was literally like kicking and punching in her sleep because she was so frustrated because she couldn't breathe. So I was like, oh my God, my baby. So I'm out friggin' middle of the night running around town finding her medicine. And the next morning she wakes up and she's throwing up, but just because of the mucus, that she had so much mucus. So she's throwing that up, and Joey's just like, oh, she's throwing up. And I'm like, oh God, now it's Luna, right? Because I'm thinking Zoey already stopped puking. And so I get up, and Zoey's climbing back into bed with me, but she has like bumps all around her mouth, like in her face, like on her face. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, and so I was like, baby, let me see your face. And I was like, no, this is not the same thing that the doctor was trying to tell me that it was. No, this is not. So it's Sunday morning. So I'm like, okay. I call them the next day and I tell them what's going on, send them pictures. Mind you, I also am going through, Joey just left his previous employer and I don't have insurance at the moment because my new insurance hasn't kicked in just yet. I have to take her to the doctor and I have to pay out of pocket for it because I'm not covered right now. So And they're telling me, we think it's this, and if it is that, we can't give her any medicine anyway. She just has to ride it out. Like, it just has to go away on its own.
Yeah.
So hand, foot, and mouth, it's these little bumps that they get either around their mouth, on their hands, on their feet, on their groin. In Zoe's case, she only got them around her mouth, on her nose. She got them on her nose, on her cheeks, and a few on her arm. Okay. And that's it. And I was like, no. So I'm a crazy Googler, crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm very good at over-analyzing things. So I know, like, of course you Google shit and it's telling you everything is fucking cancer, everything is this, everything is that, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm a really good detective when it comes to my kids and finding out what it is. So when I looked it up, I was like, it's this, it's for sure this. It's not, it's, what is it called? It's called impetigo, right? And I'm like, it's this. I know it is. If they get it from school, it looks exactly like it, this and this and that. So I take Zoe to the doctor the next day, and I go in there like, hell yeah. I diagnosed her before, like, the doctor did. Like, I already know.
Yeah.
So because I did that, I went to Target. I looked it up online, and I seen that if it is impetigo, or however you say it, people put antibiotic cream to help the bumps go away fast. So I'm like, went straight to Target, grabbed the antibiotic cream, start putting it on her, like, over and over again, like, literally every hour. And the next day when I go to take her to the doctor, she already looks like she's already better. Like, it's already going away. But I'm like, well, I'm still just going to take her. I don't care.
Right.
I take her, and the doctor's like, yeah, you're right. It is impetigo, but let me explain to you what that is. It's any wound or any, like, rash or anything that you have a cut on, you can get a rash on your wound because you kind of scratched it and infected it. So basically it was hand, foot, and mouth, but the one on Zoe's arms, she scratched them, so it turned into impetigo on her arm.
Okay.
So she's like, so you're right, but it's also hand, foot, and mouth. But she's like, what did you put on her? And I'm like, some antibiotic cream. She's like, what kind? What brand? I need to know, because I have never seen
something clear about this
go away this fast, ever. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, you need to tell me what that was so I can let my patients know. And I'm like, I got the secret sauce.
I figured it out before the doctor.
Straight up, because literally overnight she was better. It was already gone. It was crazy. So that really helped her out. So any parents who deal with this, hopefully you don't have to, but when your kids are in school, it's kind of just one of those things, like, for head lice, like, they just come home because unfortunately there's a kid in your class that's not going to have as good of hygiene as you have at home. Yeah. So it sucks. And we went through that, and then that was Monday. Then on Friday, she starts screaming in the middle of, like, 5:30 in the morning, saying that her ear is hurting her. And I'm like, what? You know, like, so I give her some Tylenol, call a doctor, and I tell them, and they're like, okay, well, you know, just see how she does and give us a call if she complains about it again. And I'm like, okay. As soon as that Tylenol wore off, poor thing, she was like screaming her head off in pain she got an ear infection from all the congestion from this virus, because it causes your upper respiratory to have problems. So she got all that congestion from the hand, foot, and mouth. And so when that was going away, I guess she got fluid in her ear, and now she ended up with an ear infection. Back to the doctor, another out-of-pocket visit, same week. And she definitely had an ear infection. She had to be on antibiotics for 10 days.
Poor girl.
She was in a lot of pain. So it was a really, really rough, like 9 days of just her being sick. And then I've had this cough since we went to Big Bear, right? Or before then, like I've literally had this cough, and I've been trying to avoid everybody and stay away from everybody since the beginning of February. So, and now this stuff is happening, and I'm quarantined even more, guys.
Well, you can get quarantine here. We're not sick.
The only reason that I
just
always
kidding.
am
The baby,
I
I
can't
know.
see Jessica. I can't see Jessica is because the baby. You know, I'm like, it's just she's so little. So I'm just like, I am not going to be the one. I am not going to be the one that takes anything over there to the baby.
I know. Yeah, she got a flu shot the other day. I usually never let my kids get the flu shot, but the new pediatrician that we went to kind of convinced me.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
You're brave.
For giving her that?
I didn't. I couldn't. I was like, no. Like, I don't know. I'm very weird about flu shots.
Me too. I always say no too, and he scared me when he said, with all the sickness and the corona, and I'm like, he said corona, give it to her.
Oh my God, for real.
I was like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, usually I'm just like, no, she's fine. Yeah. But since she got it, she has like a little runny nose now, and I'm like, man, I don't know if it's from that or because we left the house for one time in our life and we're at a doctor's office and she picked something up, but
probably.
Yeah. It's been like clear, so it's just a runny nose. It could just be her allergies too. Who knows? We're all allergy people over here.
Definitely. Anybody were to ever go through this hand, foot, and mouth thing, I have 2 kids. You guys all know that. And Luna didn't get it because that's how you just have to keep very, very, everything has to be separate. Like no sharing cups, no sharing food with your kids, no taking the kids' baths together if they do come down with it. So the girls were taking separate baths. Zoey was assigned, this is your towel. This is your towel to dry your hands when you wash your hands. This is your washcloth every day, fresh washcloth, every day.
Yeah, and the good thing about Zoey is that she's very much a germ freak too. So she's not about like, I'm gonna let somebody use it. She'll be like, hell no, look, I'm sick, don't touch that.
That's why I'm like so surprised that she even ended up with it, because she is such a germ freak. Like she really is. Like she'll be like, Mom, Melody asked me if she can have a fruit snack, and she got one, and then I just threw away the whole bag because I don't know where her hands have been. And I'm like, Zoey, like, oh my God, the next time just tell her no, baby, because now you had to throw away your whole snack for her,
Yeah.
Like she's told me that like
multiple times.
Oh, I was eating my sandwich, Mom, and this lady came over and started helping me take off the crust off of my sandwich. And I just threw it away, Mom, because I don't know where her hands have been. And I was like, so like, oh, my poor baby, like, did you even eat? She goes, oh, I ate half of it. And then she came and tried to help me because she seen me doing it. She goes, but I just threw it away because I don't know where her hands have been. And I'm like, well, next time just tell her, no, it's okay. Thank you. I don't need help or something, because, you don't want to have to throw away your food because people are touching your stuff, baby. You know, she's so cute. She is a little mama, I swear. She's such a little lady.
She's cute. I'm glad that Luna didn't get it. And
definitely. But yeah, that's the thing. You just have to be very like, don't touch anything. Wash your hands. Yeah, every second I was having that kid wash her hands consistently. So we weathered it very fast, because I hear it could last a really long time. And luckily for us, it didn't.
Good.
But yeah. that's my story.
Yeah, well, like I was saying really quick, my laptop's on 3%, so I'm going to have to cut this real short. I was super nervous about finding a new doctor, and my mom helped me find one. And it's such a weird coincidence because he's in the same office as my pediatrician when I was a kid.
Oh, funny.
I know. So I haven't seen her yet, but I think I might set up Justine's appointment with her because our doctor is very enthusiastic, I guess. He's very up high and da-da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, my girl don't like that. She doesn't like people that are too excited. So so she, like, wasn't really feeling him. He was trying to do the, you know, peekaboos and stuff with her, and she's like, I'm not a baby. You don't need to do that to me.
Who's this clown?
Yeah, right. But I loved him. I wish he was one of my friends. He was really cool. He was just like saying just, you know, funny stuff that just when he would ask me questions, when I'd be like, oh, her dad, oh, but is it both her dads? He's like, I'm not trying to assume. I just gotta ask.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. And he's like, I was almost on an episode of Maury. He was like saying that the blood types came up for the blood type of the parents didn't match to the kid. So he's like, there was no way that guy was a father. And the mom was looking at me like, you better not say nothing. And I'm like, man, you're the best.
No way.
I love him.
Oh my God, that's freaking comedy.
I know. He was so funny.
You didn't know you were paying for a freaking comedy show.
I know. So Justine might just have to suck it up and see him anyway.
I mean,
Like,
he's got it.
Hello, doctor. I've missed you. I need some of your comic relief, please. But yeah, so I was really, really, really worried about switching her pediatrician because, like we've said a million times, we love, love, love the lady that we saw before. But I do feel relief now that I met him. So
That's good.
yeah, I know. All right. Well, Moody Mommies, we got to get going because my laptop's about to die and I am not close to a wall to plug in.
We just drug this one way out, guys.
We
Thank
sure
you
did.
for listening. We hope everybody stays safe and healthy from this storm we're all weathering together. So until then, stay moody, guys.
Say Moody Mommies.
Moody Mommies.
Moody Mommies podcast.